It's going to take all of us working side by side to build the kind of future we want. That's why, if I'm in the White House, young people will always have a seat at any table where any decision is being made.
Well, that was Hillary Clinton reaching out to millennials during a rally Monday at Temple University in Philadelphia. Mrs. Clinton having some trouble with the younger voters, which now make up the largest living generation of voters in our country, even surpassing, yes, the baby boomers. A Quinnipiac University poll found she has the support of just 31% of likely voters who are under 35 years old. Libertarian Party nominee Gary Johnson, look at that, he's number 2 at 29%. Donald Trump at 26%. Compare those to President Obama's numbers in 2012. He had the support of 60% of voters ages 18 to 29. And a Fox News poll shows that the Clinton-Kaine team with just 38% support from likely voters under 35, Trump-Pence, 33%. So why are they doing so poorly, it seems? For more on this crucial segment of the voting population, let's bring in Aaron Blake, senior politics reporter for The Washington Post, Emily Jasinski, spokeswoman for Young America's Foundation, and a real live millennial, Malcolm Kenyatta. He's a community activist and a Hillary Clinton supporter. Welcome to you all three. Malcolm, let me start with you. Why are you supporting? Yeah, sure. Why are you supporting Mrs. Clinton when it seems so many in your age group are turned off by both major party candidates?
Well, I think that what's happening and what people my age, and I think Americans who aren't my age, recognize that we have a very clear choice this election. On one hand, we have Hillary Clinton that has a plan on how to grow this economy, how to raise wages. We have a person that has spent her entire life fighting for women, fighting for children, fighting for real results. And on the other hand, we have somebody that is very loud, that has really shown himself to be a bully, and that has slogans, not real plans. So people my age and people all across this country on November 8th are going to make the choice that is as clear as day. Do we want to move our country forward together? Do we want to build on the progress we've made under President Obama, or do we want to go backwards?
Yeah, but Mr. Trump is putting out economic plans for jobs. He says that's his first priority. That doesn't resonate?
Mr. Trump has changed his plans all the time, depending on who he's talking to in that moment. Donald Trump is about Donald Trump. Donald Trump's plan is about helping him and helping the 1%. Hillary Clinton's plan is about raising the minimum wage, about making sure that college is affordable, about making sure that those like me that have college debt, that we're able to pay down that debt in a way that still allows us to build and grow our families. Donald Trump, again, has a foundation that was basically a slush fund and has... He's the person that started the birther movement.
Well, this
is the most inclusive generation that we have, and we don't want somebody like Donald Trump. We want Hillary Clinton.
All right. Well, if you talk to someone who supports Donald Trump, they would disagree with you at your age. But
maybe a little bit.
Emily, there's the argument. I mean, why has Donald Trump elicited that with Malcolm and others, and why has Hillary Clinton elicited what she has with people by not capturing the millennial vote?
Well, right. So first of all, I want to push back on this notion. I find it kind of laughable that Hillary Clinton has spent her life fighting for women and children. I think actually that idea that she's so altruistic is something millennials don't trust about her. About 77% of millennials do not trust Hillary Clinton. And what you can find, where you really find why Hillary Clinton struggles, she actually penned an op-ed for Mike earlier this week where she's trying to make her pitch to millennials. And here's what she's saying. She's saying, we're going to give you jobs. We're going to give you job security. She's talking about entrepreneurship because she knows, and the polling shows, millennials tend to be fiscally conservative. And you can see that in the fact that there's support, such wide support for Gary Johnson and Donald Trump among millennials. Now,
no, there's actually a lot of support for raising the minimum wage, something Hillary Clinton has been pushing for a really long time. The first job she had out of college was working for the Children's Defense Fund. So to say that she has not spent her entire life fighting for women and children, I think that that's laughable.
She's so selfless. We're so lucky to have such a selfless servant in Hillary Clinton. No, not at all. And I think actually young people do support limited government. Polling bears that out. It's actually not even really up for debate.
Aaron, there's the argument. We've just heard like 2-3 minutes of the argument to both sides. That is what's going on with the millennials right now. And many of them are going over to the Libertarian Party and some to Jill Stein.
Yeah, it's actually really interesting to see what's happening here. You know, we talk about the young vote frequently, and it's perhaps less interesting than we'd like it to be. But there are three things that make this race particularly interesting, and those recent polls that you cited interesting. One is that young people tend to be among the most left-leaning group of any group of voters. If you look at different ages, older people tend to be more conservative. The second thing is that they tend to be more independent. While they're left-leaning, they don't tend to align with a political party. That makes them more willing to perhaps vote for a third-party candidate like Gary Johnson, like Jill Stein. The third thing is that they've also shown a propensity for staying home. If they don't like Hillary Clinton and they don't like what she's pushing, they may not vote for third party, they may just not come out and vote at all. So all of that makes this a potentially troublesome group for her, and if she can't come anywhere close to the margins that Barack Obama racked up among this vote, it's going to keep this race closer than it otherwise would be. On the other hand, if these millennials who are saying they're going to vote for Johnson or Stein wind up coming around to her, which if you look at the history of third-party polling and what happens on Election Day, they generally do come around. If those voters, those young voters, do eventually come around to Clinton and vote in anywhere near the numbers where they voted for Obama, that's going to be a big boost for her once we actually get to Election Day.
What are the chances of that? You see, right now we see the third parties go, especially with Gary Johnson going up. What are the chances that the third parties would be abandoned for Hillary Clinton?
Well, history shows us that people say to pollsters that they will vote for third partiers, and then when it comes to Election Day, they want to vote for a candidate who can actually win. I don't know if that's as much the case with millennials, given that they're less partisan, given that they're more open to third-party candidates. But generally, we would expect to see at least some shift towards the two major party candidates, and I would expect that to accrue to Clinton's benefit at least somewhat.
And if I could say, Secretary Clinton is doing exactly what she has to do. These are important decisions that we're making.
No,
we're not deciding where we're going to eat for dinner. We're deciding whether some people are going to be able to eat. And Hillary Clinton has a plan to make us stronger together.
Let Emily respond, and that's it. We're out of time.
Yeah. Well, so I think Secretary Clinton's playing to both sides. She's trying to appeal to fiscally conservative millennials, but then at the same time, she's talking about Black Lives Matter and feminism. It's typical Hillary Clinton making insincere arguments to both sides of the aisle. Millennials don't trust it. They can see it. They understand what it's doing. It's not going to work for her.
Okay, there's the argument both sides. Aaron, as reporters, we're going to have to referee it and see what happens in the Election Day. Thanks so much for joining us with this interesting insight.
Thank you.
Of course.